Make sure y'all hit the like button when y'all come in. Tap the screen, tap the screen. It's the morning and subscribe. Shout out to everybody. Terry Rozier, man. Terry Rozier in jail. Well, he's probably released now. And the NBA is facing a major betting scandal of epic proportion. What's up, Sean? What's going on this morning, man?
Nothing much, man. I'm just I ain't gonna say shocked. I'm actually not gonna say shocked. This is nothing new. We knew that the house of cards was going to fall eventually, man. This thing has not been regulated from the jump. The NBA that I grew up watching, of course, I missed like the Jordan era because I'm just born in '93. But I remember when he was dealing all that controversy, and my dad was telling me what really happened, you know what I'm saying? Regardless of whether it was his dad, him wanting to go play baseball, all of that type of stuff, and it could be covered up to a certain degree. But this new NBA, these past few years, bro, partnering with these different sports betting companies, and the game is brought to you by DraftKings and all of this stuff. All of these players signing endorsement deals with sport betting companies from the jump, bro, everything has been sketchy for a while. Coaches have been moving differently. You know what I mean? Players have been moving differently. Like I'm telling you, bro, watching League Pass last season, sometimes when they had the certain bets and stuff come up on the screen, I would watch players as they get closer to their overs, all of a sudden start backing up and not getting rebounds or not trying to get assists or
Yeah,
shoot more threes. So this is bigger than just Terry Terry Rozier, Chauncey Billups. It's a lot of more people at play, and I'm interested to see how the NBA is going to handle this because not only did they drop the ball, but they tried to cover up, so they're guilty as well.
man, look. Shout out to 704 Moneybags. Appreciate you pulling up. Shout out to everybody for pulling up, man. I want to say this starting off with this live stream. I'm not going to do any speculation when it comes to LaMelo or anybody that was around Terry. That's not my place. I'm not the police. I'm not a lawyer. Their names have not been named in the indictment. Their names have not been named in the list. So I don't even want to have that discussion. That's none of my business.
Mhm.
Um, when it comes to the overall NBA and this scandal, this is American business practices for the last 150 years.
Mhm.
Corruption at the highest level, blame the little guys. There is no way that this stuff is going on without the NBA knowing what's going on and the NBA being involved in some sense of fashion. Uh, 704, chill. Yeah. See, I don't want to get into that. I don't want to get into that old regime
Yeah,
because it's a lot of skeletons, bro.
it is.
And I don't want to focus, even though it is Terry, I
Hmm.
don't want to focus on just Terry
Right.
because I know that Adam Silver, none of this is happening without Adam Silver.
That's
Like
the
Sean,
one. That's the one right there.
like Sean said, the betting stuff, this was his brain child.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And if you think these owners are not hedging their bets the same way they do with the stock markets, knowing that a certain guy is going to be out, it's a joke. To find out, first off, that La Costa Nostra
Mm.
is involved with this, it should let you know that this reeks to the highest heaven.
Absolutely.
But the fall guys, like Sean said in the group chat yesterday, are going to be the brothers.
That's the only pictures or thumbnails that you saw for all the reports. You ain't seen
Yep.
nobody else. You ain't seen nobody
Yeah.
else.
Yeah. It's going to be the brothers. It's going to be the brothers.
Hmm.
Not going to do any trolling today. This guy, Trump is king. We're talking about some serious stuff. I ain't got time for games.
Not at all.
Um, but it's a serious situation, man, when you look at it. And even last night, people were questioning when it came to the league and its integrity,
Mm.
the end of that Golden State game. Everything just looks strange now, man. Let's just keep it
Yeah.
real.
Yeah.
Everything looks strange. You got referee, former referee Tim Donaghy, coming out saying this is just the tip of the iceberg. You know, like I said, if you think this stuff is going on
Mm,
and the NBA is not privy to what's going on, the NBA doesn't understand what's going on, you're joking yourself.
facts.
You're joking yourself, man.
Facts.
And really, for it to happen right after opening day,
Mm.
your competitors are benefiting off of this.
Mm-hmm.
I remember, and I'm gonna pass it back to you, son, Sean. I remember when Apple and Samsung were in that. What I gonna say? I'm on original. Um, I remember when Apple and Samsung from like 2009 to about 2015 were
Mm-hmm.
having basically the smartphone wars, and Apple was putting out bad press on Samsung, and then they had the situation where the Samsung phone blew up in the studio with CeeLo Brown.
Mm-hmm.
I mean CeeLo
Still
Green,
green. Yep.
and that pretty much destroyed Samsung.
Yeah.
Same thing with Marvel and DC. When Marvel and DC were competitors with the Batman versus Superman and the Avengers and the Captain America and Iron Man and all of that Civil War, Marvel was paying people allegedly to go on Rotten Tomatoes
Mm-hmm.
and bomb the ratings for every DC movie, which essentially destroyed DC. Um, to me, the biggest benefactor right here is the NFL
Yeah.
because the NFL always has like this almost mafia style standard where that's above them, even though we know betting goes on.
Yeah.
Even though we know Jerry Jones has been involved with his own team when it comes to betting, overall, they just run such a tight ship
Yeah.
that it makes it look like they're infallible when it comes to that. So for that to happen right after opening day, it's a lot going on. Sean, could you speak to what this does to the integrity of the National Basketball Association? And it's over 40 people in here. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like when you come in. It only
Yep.
takes 2 seconds to hit the like and help us get through the algorithm. This is the morning after show. Go ahead, Sean.
Man, I'm gonna hold you. I'm gonna use a phrase that my grandmother used to use a long time ago, and she would say, "Man, eventually chickens come home to roost."
Yeah,
And can anyone truly be shocked? No, because our generation remembers Tim Donaghy. He spelled it out
that's
completely.
right.
So it's not like this is completely brand new. You understand? David Stern and company was just able to cover it up and keep things moving, and he was the fall guy. But did it truly go anywhere? No.
Nope.
Of course it did not. You know what
Nope.
I'm saying? The interesting take that I have now in regards to this, because you asked me about the credibility, I feel like it's completely gone because maybe 5 to 10 people involved. That's something. The FBI director, when he mentioned 30 to 40 plus arrests, that's with more to come. That's way more than you can say this is just a few people going on. So the credibility from coaches, players, everyone involved is at stake now because if they really start pulling hard drives, phone records. There's a trail somewhere. You
Yeah.
had to communicate with everywhere, somewhere. I'm just interested to see exactly how they're going to play it. Do you understand? Who's going to be the actual fall guy for this? You know what I mean? Because like I said, it's layers to it. But even when I saw Terry Rozier's bail yesterday, bro, that's like he killed somebody. You understand? Like his bail being up to 6 million and then putting,
10 mil.
bruh, what for sports betting? That's what I'm saying. Who are they trying to get all of this away from and make it go away? And are some of these folk in danger? Because it ain't like the mafia just some regular, you know what I'm saying, group by night. You know what I mean? Like you seen Goodfellas.
And what's interesting about that, once again, I think the only people that are going to be the fall guys are the brothers.
Yeah.
Because even though they made the connection to La Costa Nostra, they haven't named anybody in La Costa Nostra.
Mm.
They haven't named any owners. They haven't named anybody that are white suit, white collar guys.
Yeah.
Terry and guys like Chauncey Billups, and I think this is what I think. This is just my conspiracy. I'm not saying it's factual. Shout
Okay.
out Don Original. He says Adam Silver stopped making the payments David Stern used to. Adam Silver and David Stern ain't paying nobody. Everybody
At
paying
all,
them.
bro. At all.
And the La Costa Nostra ain't got on the Jewish mafia. You
That's
better
a fact.
believe
That's a
that.
fact.
I ain't even want to say that out loud, but I'm gonna leave it alone.
Mhm.
But I think they're gonna come after LeBron James. I think the big fish in this whole situation is Clutch Sports and LeBron James. I feel like LeBron and Rich Paul were on the brink and on the cuffs of doing big business with Turkey Al
Mm.
Sheikh, and I feel like they were going to create a rival league in Saudi with retired NBA players and NBA players that wanted a different option. And
Mm.
I feel like this move is going to circumvent that. And I think the real reason why LeBron is not playing is because him and the NBA are at odds. I
That
think it's obvious, and I think the big fish in this case is going to be LeBron James.
that's such an interesting take, bro. But you know what I'm interested in knowing, right? Who was
What's that?
also arrested, past player, coach Damon Jones, right? And this whole story about him talking to LeBron. I'm trying to find out, were these casual conversations where Damon Jones was just using LeBron, or was it that deep that they were trying to use him as a mole to try and implicate LeBron?
That's
Bro,
what it seems like, right?
my brain does not want to go there, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't put nothing past anyone on that side. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's what it feels like.
That's
Sean, you said something that was so a student pointed in the group chat. You said LeBron was just talking about doing business in Saudi.
mm,
Then they pivoted and started talking about doing a women's league.
doing a women's league. Yep.
Because I feel like once they made that threat and that connection with Turkey Al Sheikh,
Yeah.
the NBA is not going to be threatened by that because the NBA wants to push the NBA international.
Yeah.
They're talking about doing an international championship now. We know the All Star game, USA
Mhm.
versus the world, is only 12 spots for Americans. I like I said, I think this is going to end up on LeBron's doorstep. You got Chauncey Billups wearing a Clutch Sports hoodie leaving court yesterday. I
Yeah.
mean, it just stinks, man.
Mhm.
And transitioning into the Charlotte Hornets because we're going to talk about them and their success the other night.
Yeah.
I know I was one of the first ones, and the Lit House was one of the first ones, and I got to give credit to Malik
Mhm.
to peel back that story on Michael Jordan and the new ownership group of the Charlotte Hornets and
Mhm.
how they got that team. It
Mhm.
was an article that came out right after they got that team
Yeah.
about the way they were able to get that team from Michael Jordan is because Michael Jordan's gambling debts. And
Well,
that's why it took so long for the transition to happen in ownership because the league was quote unquote looking into the acquisition for Rick Schnell and Gabe Plotkin when it came to is everything copacetic, is everything good. We know Michael Jordan has a gambling problem.
it's crazy. I think it's past the problem, bro.
The Charlotte Hornets are named in this indictment.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have any fear in a season of faith and hope that something might be coming down the pipe for the Charlotte Hornets?
You know what? Maybe I don't even know. So ownership hands change. So finding them would be a bit different because they weren't there yet compared to Michael Jordan. So it just individuals that was a part of that and knew about it, whether it was him and Mitch. You know what I'm saying? Also, what are you what else can you do? Take draft picks. They usually don't draft well anyway. So I'm not too, you know what I'm saying, fearful of that. But yeah, they were all involved in this and ended up trading him to Miami or other teams. That's what I'm saying. When they were reporting yesterday, they were saying that not only did the Hornets know, but the NBA knew as well before the trade even happened. So they're all implicated in the whole situation. So how do you punish someone when you were doing the same exact thing that they were doing? You know what I'm saying? Like the NBA PA is also in a difficult situation because usually the NBA always trumps them. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, however they handle situations, that's how it goes, bro. But like I say, most of the individuals from that past regime, they've moved on, whether it's to other teams or different roles. But if they were involved, they gotta have something.
Yeah, nah, if they got that team, the way they got that team. And then Rick Schnell, Gabe Plotkin is one of the heads of the GameStop scandal, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
When they were manipulating the
The
stock market
stocks, yeah.
with GameStop. So,
True.
bro, this thing stink. Bro, look, this entire thing for those brothers that involved, this is bigger than Nino Brown, bro.
Right.
like this looks bad. And when you
Yeah.
top it off with what's going on with Steve Ballmer
Hmm.
and the Los Angeles Clippers, this is an absolute PR nightmare for the NBA right now.
Yeah.
Last night in the Golden State game, bro, you saw a point swing and calls start happening for the Golden State Warriors, which I have been telling y'all about. And y'all been laughing at it for the last 10 years, but now people are watching
Yeah.
and they're saying to themselves, something is strange, bro. I don't know what'll come from this, but I will say this. And like I said, I'm saying this. I'm not saying Sean's saying this or the Lit House saying this.
Hmm.
LeBron James is going down, bro.
Mm.
This is the move. This is when it happens. He's implicated too much. I'm reading comments down there saying it's not illegal for him to tell his friend that he's injured. But bro, that's just it's just too shaky, bro.
I'm not gonna hold you, and we didn't really necessarily talk about this, bro. But you had your side of things, and I had mine.
Mm-hmm.
But you remember last season's All Star game?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what happened when everyone thought LeBron was gonna play, and he made a decision last minute to
Yep.
not play?
Yep.
And you remember how I said, bro, I need you to look at the picture of how they gonna feel about this because ratings are always down. He was like, nah, he can do what he want, he can do this.
No, you're right, Sean.
I really felt at that point, bro, this is they're drawing the line of however this relationship is going to be moving forward. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? LeBron has been the face for years upon years, regardless of who won MVP or championships. But at that certain point, bro, I saw the tide changing. And I didn't necessarily know how embarrassed Adam Silver or them felt, but I just knew it wasn't gonna go over well. And now it's just getting really spooky out here, like you just said.
Uh,
Like,
for the code of the people, man, I'm not gonna say what I'm really thinking, but it
mm,
just look funny. I'm gonna just keep it real.
yeah,
It do look funny. It looks funny. It looks like a move is being made. We've heard nothing about the Steve Ballmer and the Clippers situation.
at all.
Nothing. And now this is taking present stage. Everything has a connection to. I hate to say it like this, but everything has a connection to Clutch Sports in some way. It seems like the league is moving to get Clutch Sports out of the league. They're
Mm,
moving to move on from LeBron, like you said.
yeah,
It seems like Michael Jordan has some implications, but Michael Jordan has always been a face of the league. He's always been a poster child of the league,
yeah,
so he can be contained. LeBron and Rich Paul's plans with Turkey Al Sheikh, that's a dangerous combination because we've seen what Turkey Al Sheikh has been able to do in boxing. He's taken over boxing.
yeah.
You know
That's a
what I'm
fact.
saying?
Hmm.
So there's nothing to stop him from setting up a rival competitor to the NBA and snatching a guy like LaMelo.
And them pockets deep, bro.
Yeah, they
All
deep.
them pockets real deep. Like that starting money, it's just different. They just really different.
If you watch the Lakers game the other night, LeBron's energy's off, bro.
Completely off.
He stand off from his team. I watched the majority of that game.
Hmm.
Stand off from his teammates. Didn't do no interviews for real. You know what I'm saying? I know
Opening
he's
night.
injured, but
Opening
no
night.
opening night. You know what I'm
Opening
saying?
night.
Wasn't really featured. Like I said, I think this thing stinks. I think it's gonna be a lot of players to get implicated in this. I think it'll be a few coaches.
Current
I
and
don't.
past.
Oh, current and past,
Current and
absolutely.
past. Yeah.
Sean P said LeBron looked spooked. He did. Let's keep it real. He looked spooked.
Well,
He
yeah.
looked spooked. He looked irritated. And all roads are leading. Like I said, I'm not saying this like I believe it, but
Hmm.
all roads are leading to Clutch Sports. Too many people. Yeah,
They've been wanting to move exactly how they've wanted to move
yeah,
for a while.
yeah,
I can't think of all the other players, but the first one that comes to mind is Anthony Davis. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And this has never been a league of, yeah, if you want a different team or contract, you force your way out or you do this. And I never forget what game that was. But when Clutch pulled up, Rich Paul and AD said he had an injury, and then he just, what I'm saying, walked out the New Orleans arena, and that was it. And then it's just, what I mean? And I'm trying to force my way to go to the Lakers. It's been showing how players have been like empowered for a while, and they could care less about contracts, and they can
yeah,
control their whole narrative. And LeBron and Clutch and Rich Paul getting on all these interviews, and you do what you want. You can do the way they've been moving for a long time, bro.
yeah. Black Wall Street, low key.
Black Wall Street,
Because what they understood, what Clutch and LeBron understood, that a bunch of people that don't like LeBron
Mm-hmm.
don't understand is, and I think I can't remember, it was a former NBA player that was talking about this.
Uh huh.
They said because they realized that the greatest assets that the player has is their talent.
Yeah.
And in a talent driven league where there's faces, they're not helmets on,
Mm,
that's the biggest card when it comes to negotiation.
yeah.
The problem was, and we can get into some whole nother other stuff from this. The problem was it was too many other NBA players that were selfish and jealous of his success to understand you don't have to like him, but
Mm,
take his model in a professional way
sure.
and move how he's moving because it will give the players more power. You
Agreed.
had people, to me, that acted as agents for the league and were doing anti things that he was doing. The
Yeah.
entire Clippers situation was an Adam Silver brainchild. You
Absolutely.
you had Adrian Wojnarowski that was a spokesperson for the Clippers, actively recruiting for the Clippers.
Yeah.
You think the NBA didn't know that Steve Ballmer was doing all of that to fit that into the cap?
They know everything, bro. They know everything.
They know everything,
They
but
know
they
everything.
wanted to destroy the player-driven model of team building. Same thing with the Golden State Warriors. So
Mm-hmm.
when that happened, it provided an alternative to circumvent players coming together and throwing around their power. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Right.
like you said, I think they've been looking at the way LeBron's moving.
Mm-hmm.
They see that he's trying to. Now the Saudi move looks like a I'm cashing my chips in. Let me get the hell up out of here while I can.
Right. It is, but the thing is, what that picture that they had of him and whoever that was, Mav kicking it, bro. Who got this info? This type of detail, bro. Stuff like that ain't supposed to come out. You see what
Somebody
I'm saying?
singing.
What you think is someone in his camp?
100%.
Wow.
100%. They whenever it's a black powerhouse, be it a mogul, be
Mm,
it a activist, being it a figure in the community, whatever it is,
mm-hmm.
the CIA has always done a great job painting
Someone else, as in us,
us
as
as
as the
this
bad guy or
looming
the.
empire
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
to the point where they can confuse our own people, right?
Right. Right.
But when it comes to litigation and indictments and arrests, we see how frail it really is. They talk about clutch sports like it's this mafia and this empire,
Right.
but we will see if indictments come down how quickly that falls apart.
Mm-hmm.
The real people that are not being questioned, Steve Ballmer, Adam Silver, Rick Schnell, Gabe Plotkin, all of these stockholders in the NBA and the owners, they're the real sports cabal.
Right.
But
Right.
they do a good job running a misdirect, like, oh, Clutch is just this powerful
They're
empire.
doing the stuff.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Right.
The Black Nationalist Group, they're this great threat to America. It's the greatest magic trick that ever happened in America, where they always have other poor people looking at other poor people as
Yeah.
these nefarious emperors of infallibility that you can't get to. So, like I said, this thing stinks. It has definitely put a black eye on opening day.
Mm-hmm.
People have
Opening
not been
week.
watching it. You
Opening.
know, it's hard. It's
Everything.
hard watching the game. Somebody saying that in the comment section. Shea Gilchrist Alexander, 26 free throws. Tim Sean.
Dog. It is so crap, bro. Meanwhile, Lou Dort gets to do MMA on whoever he's guarding whenever down the floor. You know what I'm saying? But that's
Yeah,
not called. That's what's crazy to me. Like,
it's hard, man. Like I want to get into the analysis of the Hornets win, and I think the Hornets are one of those teams that I personally think the Hornets have rebuilt themselves in the image and the model of where the new NBA wants to go.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
A diverse group with more Caucasian players than we used to seeing. Easy for a rebrand, easily marketable to MAGA and Middle America,
right,
but with one or two stars sprinkled in.
yeah,
I think that's going to be the model of every NBA team going forward into this international era of the NBA. Because if you look, that's how all the young teams that are good are built.
that's
You
true.
got Shea and Jay Williams and Chet and
Mm-hmm,
OKC with a bunch of role players. You
right.
got Bunny Hoppin,
Anybody?
Tyrese Halliburton in
Right.
Indiana.
Pacers.
You know what I'm saying? Like all of
Yeah.
these teams are built the same. The Spurs are basically an international team
Mm-hmm.
with some young, homegrown athletic talent and Stephon Castle and stuff like that. All of these young teams are built a certain way. They're no longer built with the second apron in a way where the players have power.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
you 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 can't get the max dollar anymore
Right.
and be a part of a big three because of the second apron. That's the truth of it. The team has to build in a way that allows the big three, but everyone else around them is a role player or a marketable asset.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you see how they talk about Cam Thomas and guys with a certain type of game in the offseason? It's like they're trying to move that style of player out of the league
Get rid of
in
them.
order to
Yeah.
build a certain type of team. Go ahead, Sean.
No, you're right, bro. That's exactly what they're doing. I was going to answer this question for who is that? Vino Gotti said, "Do you think Jay Z a part of it with Rock Nation Sports?" Bro,
Oh man, don't ask me that.
first of all, I feel like you truly already know the answer to that.
Right, right, right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just how this thing is going to happen because, like I said, bro, if they could tell Terry Rozier that his bail they was pushing for 10 million. What do you think individuals are going to do when they start getting into that room, bro? You know what I mean? Like it's the surface level, just what you see is like you said,
Facts.
players, coaches, or whoever it may be, ball boys, I don't know, training staff. It could be anybody. But the ones that you don't see, that's who we're going to really truly find out, and it's going to be interesting to see how far the FBI goes. Because, like I say, the NBA is already implicated.
Bro,
There,
North Star mentioned Beyonce. This once again, this is my theory. Sean not
mm-hmm,
saying this. Lit House not saying this. I
uh-huh,
gotta keep it real. I'm reading the tea leaves.
mm-hmm,
I feel like this is the moment
mm-hmm,
where a lot of them are going down. I think Jay-Z is going down.
mm-hmm,
I think Beyonce eventually is going down.
mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, I'm just reading this for what it is. I'm hearing what Stephen A. Smith said yesterday on ESPN
Yeah.
about Trump and the DOJ. They have weaponized the DOJ like a personal hit squad. I think LeBron. I think, bro, if you read the indictment,
Mm.
it said Gilbert Arenas informed the FBI that the games were taking place at LeBron's house, fam. Like, be for real. If you're like, let's just read the tea leaves.
Yeah.
If you're saying they use X-ray machines,
Mm-hmm.
X-ray night vision goggles,
See the tape. Yep.
all of this stuff is being rigged.
Yeah.
They're telling you what they think is going on without telling you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There's no way all that stuff is getting set up in your house and you don't know somebody putting an X-ray machine in
All
your
of these different
poker
things.
table.
Mm. Wow.
Come on, and we know that LeBron and Jay-Z play poker together.
They buddies.
We know this.
Yeah. Yeah.
This feels like a purge of a
Mm.
certain type of mentality in the industry that happens to be black. Let's keep it real, with a
Mhm.
certain amount of power, and it seems like a purge, bro.
Yeah. Right.
I think this is the moment where it goes down, bro. Like I just see it. I see how LeBron's moving. Even when they asked him about Bryce this summer, that comment was weird.
Yeah.
His whole stance for the last 5 years is he wants to play with both of his sons in the NBA.
Mm.
They asked him about Bryce. I think his wife asked him about Bryce on the podcast. He was like, Bryce is gonna have to figure it out because I'm done. He got his own timeline. I got mine. The Saudi move feels like I'm trying to cash my chips in to get overseas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Son, it's ugly. I see it on your face. It's
Dog, you know
ugly.
what? It's just I'm thinking about a clip of him not too long ago, and I think one of the reporters on the Lakers asked him like, What else do you have to accomplish? What else do you have to do?" And LeBron's response was like, "I pretty much done it all. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Any accolade or anything that I've wanted, I've pretty much done it. So everything else is just extra." In his, I'm not gonna say haste, but just sticking around, but for so long, bro. Like I felt like that hurt to a certain
Me
degree.
too.
You know what
Me
I
too.
mean? And now, don't get me wrong. I'm not necessarily a black father, but I'm pretty sure you can relate to him in this.
Right.
Who wouldn't want to play for their son and be one of the first son duos? You just saw King Griffey Jr. Like
Yeah.
that's a thing. But when you already have, it seems like this target or this bullseye on you and your camp that's been trying to help each other players and build in certain models and teaching them the game so they won't be taken advantage of and all of these different things. I just, you know what I like to know, bro? Who's LeBron's OG? Who is LeBron's
You
OG,
don't
bro?
have one.
That's my biggest
How,
gripe.
how many brothers in the community ain't got an OG?
Mm,
The man is a fatherless child. Gloria did the best that she could. People are always critical of Gloria James, and they should be ashamed of themselves. And I'm
mm,
not even going to entertain that because it's going to irritate the hell out of me today.
yeah.
But there is no OG. That model that they came up with, that was brothers in a room, and
Hmm.
they've talked about it.
Yeah.
Brothers in a room saying we're tired of outsourcing,
Hmm.
and these people robbing us. We're going to do it ourselves.
Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah.
gonna keep it real, Sean. It does feel like he stayed with his hand in the cookie jar too long, bro.
Too long, bro. And like I said, what was he trying to get at? Because I think well, sometimes I'll be watching the shop and LeBron would be like, "Man, I'm not trying to analyze. I'm trying to own a team one day. I'm trying to own a team."
All that talk done went away.
Dog, all that talk that he had, that completely went away. It completely went away.
Yeah,
So I just, man, I hate it for him because his whole legacy, for the most part, it's a few things here and there, but it's been clean for the most part. And if they're trying to completely destroy it, bro, and just kick him in the ditch in what are we in, year 20 or whatever it is now? Like, that's just such an ugly way to go out, bro.
it
That
is.
that is such an ugly way to go out.
But look how they did LeVar, LaMelo, Alonzo, and LiAngelo when they started to go against the NBA,
Empower
create their own
themselves.
league. They
Yeah.
destroyed that family, bro.
They did. They
They
did.
destroyed. LaMelo had to do a lot. Him and Jermaine had to do a lot just to make LaMelo draftable.
Yeah.
It was a time. Hold on, son. It was a time where they didn't even want to draft LaMelo. They were saying that he may be ineligible.
Right.
Remember that? Because he
Yeah.
didn't
Hmm.
graduate high school. They were
Yeah.
trying to say that. So this comes with the territory. This is part of the course, man.
Yeah.
I don't know, Sean. I don't know. I'm gonna go on transition to the next topic because it looks ugly just looking at it for what it is. We'll just, we'll stay tuned. We'll keep you guys up to date with the details that we find out,
Hmm.
and hopefully it settles. But Chauncey and Terry, they up out of here. I know that for a fact.
Bro, it's looking bad. And the fact that Terry had on that Hornets hoodie, I cringe, bro. I'm like, what you
Yeah,
doing?
that's
What
foul,
you?
right?
Come on,
That
bro.
was foul.
Horrible.
That was
Horrible.
foul
Yeah.
because it's about the legacy of certain men. Don't
Yeah.
want to put that legacy on Pat Riley by
Yeah.
wearing a Miami Heat, but you could put that legacy on Michael Jordan.
Right.
That's that
He.
slave mentality you talk about, bro.
That's what I'll be talking
That's
about.
that
That's
slave mentality you
exactly what
talk
I'll be
about.
talking
Because if you think they're not gambling over there with the Miami Heat, you're a fool. Every team
about.
in the
Every team.
NBA, if they can make some extra money, every owner is down.
They
If you
will.
don't believe that, you probably still believe in Santa Claus.
Hey,
Uh,
folk don't, and first of all, folk don't even remember how much money they really lost during COVID. Folk be trying to act like, bro, just because it's some years now and stuff like that.
Hmm.
They did not plan on the pandemic shutting down all those arenas and all of those games and stuff that they had and merch being sold and all of that. That
Yeah.
hurt a lot of them. They missed out on a lot of bread. You know what I mean? So I just think whatever they've been trying to do to get away with it, bro, they've been able to. But now, that it's gonna come out in the rent cycle, bro.
The thing about it, ain't nothing gonna change. We just not gonna be able to make money with it.
That's it.
That's the game. The players and the brothers is doing this. They not gonna be able to make money with it. But Adam Silver, them gonna be straight. Believe that. That
Always.
they're gonna be manipulating and doing everything they always do.
Mm-hmm.
Moving over to the Charlotte Hornets. The Charlotte Hornets looked good the other night, man,
Mm-hmm.
against the Brooklyn Nets. I think you had 9 guys with over 10 points,
Facts.
which is something rare for the NBA, but definitely rare for the Charlotte Hornets. What did you see from the Charlotte Hornets night one, and do you think it's sustainable long term?
Man, I saw a lot of energy. That energy that I saw from them running back and forth down the court, man, running and gunning. That's what I wanted to see. I saw aggressiveness. I love seeing Ryan Kalkbrenner in the lineup, man, defending that paint, not being afraid to block shots. You know what I'm saying? To be that lob threat. I saw Brandon Miller to have that aggressive nature that I think he should come with every single night. Colin Sexton being scrappy, and I feel like when they play like that, and of course, got to shout out Miles Bridges too, man, for the way that he just took it towards everyone. Do I think it's sustainable? I probably think we gonna see some tonight, and that'll tell me. You know what I mean? It was a little difficult
Not
with that
Saturday,
first game.
Sean. It's
It's a
Saturday.
second game Saturday. Okay,
Yeah,
they
Saturday.
got another game.
They got 76ers Saturday. They got
Okay.
the Wizards Sunday. It's a back to back.
Got you. It's a back to back. That's why it's the day between. Okay, but yeah, that's really gonna show because Philly they get up and down that court too. You saw Maxi and VJ had like 70 some points combined. You know what I'm saying, just from them. So do I think it's sustainable? I think it is, but everyone's got to keep playing their part. You know what I mean? Everybody's got to keep playing their part and being confident. And they can only grow, but it's up from here. That's how I feel.
No, I agree, man. I think it is sustainable. I think it's going to be some ups and downs in the season. They're a young team.
Sure.
Also, it's the NBA 82 game schedule.
Hmm.
Um, to me, they look like the Indiana Pacers last year,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying they're going to have the success
Hmm.
that the Indiana Pacers had last year. But
Hmm.
I see them saying playing a similar style where you got a lot of guys in double figures, a lot of guys contributing, a lot of guys touching the court. Love what I saw from Brandon Miller. Love what I saw from Miles Bridges. I love the maturity that I'm seeing from LaMelo.
Hmm.
There's times where LaMelo will have an open shot and he'll pass up an open shot to get a better shot. I think that's an outstanding job that he's doing as far as growing. He was efficient in 2 of his 3 preseason games. Was efficient also in the second half Wednesday night. So I think it's something that is a good sign for the Hornets. I don't know if LaMelo's going to be the 27, 28 point scorer that he was the last 2 years.
Last season, yeah.
I don't think that's what it takes to win. I think he's going to have to be a more mature player. He's going to have to pick his spots and be great in his spots. I
Hmm.
think Brandon Miller is going to have to be consistent. What I saw from him from night one, he was playing with a flow and a style and a confidence that I haven't seen him play with. He was
Right.
playing at his own pace, and I think it's because there's so many weapons on his team. He truly feels freed up.
Yeah.
Somebody said, "Can we talk about the Cavs?" The Cavs, man. Let's get into this real quick, Sean.
Okay.
I am unsure about the Cavs.
Sure.
I'm unsure about the Cavs because I don't know what they're going to do with Darius Garland.
This team ain't it. You can be a bit unsure. I ain't,
Why
bro.
you feel? Why do you feel that way?
I first of all, I feel like the lights are too bright for Jared Allen. I really do, bro. I just think that he's a solid player in the regular season, but the playoffs, who they need him to be, mm-mm, I don't see it with him. Um, Evan Mobley, I think he can cook. You know what I'm saying? He can be an all-star as well. And of course, I ain't got no questions about Donovan Mitchell. But this team constructed as is, no. Even when Garland comes back. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Let me say something that might be controversial to the average NBA fan or supporter that's listening. Y'all
Okay.
make sure y'all run the likes up. We should be over 70 likes by now. Y'all please share the content and subscribe. The criticism that LaMelo Ball gets for not winning,
Mm-hmm.
Donovan Mitchell should get.
Man.
Donovan Mitchell is a perennial finish first guy in the West, finish first guy in the East. Second round of the playoffs, he's out of here.
Gone.
Donovan, what has Donovan Mitchell ever won?
Mm.
The questions that you might have about other guys on the Cavs,
Mm-hmm.
that's the questions I have about Donovan Mitchell. He never wins anything.
That's a fact.
They were number one in Utah, loss. They were
Mm.
number one in Cleveland last year,
Loss.
loss.
Yeah.
Like, to me, in the playoffs, does Donovan Mitchell make other guys better? Does he elevate guys around him? Darius Garland being injured, and there was a lot of guys that were injured.
There
Don't
were.
get me wrong, the Cavs were injured.
Sure.
But I did not see Donovan Mitchell
Mm-hmm.
elevate other people's games. The
Mm-hmm.
questions that they have about LaMelo Ball not winning, with the talent that Donovan Mitchell is playing with, those are the questions that I have about him. What do you think about that, Sean?
No, you're right, bro. He has not got it done. But I tell you what, I actually give him one more year. I ain't gonna completely blow it up. I'm gonna give him one more year. If everyone is completely healthy, let's see where they go now. Because I'm not gonna say, of course, the East is up for grabs, but it's a lot of teams still banged up, and a lot of their stars are injured. So they got who is that in the Central Division? They got the Pacers, they got the Pistons, they got the Bulls, and they got the Bucks. Not really no juggernauts like that. You know what I'm saying? So if this team is fully healthy come playoff time, then I'm gonna have both eyes on Donovan Mitchell and see, all right, here's the deal. Some teams still hurt. Y'all got y'all full team together. Can you get it done? Because Darius Garland, the last few clips I done seen of him, man, if I was fully healthy, we would have won the championship.
He talked too much.
He really do, bro, and
He
I
talked
don't
like one of
care for
them
him.
one of them guys, and you're not like that.
No, not at all. Mm-mm. So it'll be interesting to see, man, if they do try and go on the run, how far they can actually go. Because I feel like anything short of a finals appearance is a fail for that team. For that team. You know what I'm saying?
I agree, man, because Evan Mobley, in theory, in the playoffs, should be a Swiss Army knife. That's a
Yeah.
defensive nightmare.
Yeah. Agreed.
On the offensive end, he should be a nightmare. On the defensive end, he should be a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Jared Allen, I don't think Jared Allen needs to be a guy. I think he just needs to be a rim protector in the playoffs. He
Yeah.
doesn't have to be some guy. Your money is being paid
Mm-hmm.
to Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland. And I
Facts.
agree with the comment down there in the comment section that hold on, buddy, I'm on the stream. Hold on 1 second. You want to sit down and do it? Come on, sit down. Um, I don't think that 261 guys.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think 261 guys. I agree with that comment. I don't agree that 261 guys in your backcourt is going to work in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Defensively, it's a nightmare
True.
because you're going to get switched out. They're gonna bully you. They're gonna put you on small forwards, and they're gonna put you on elite long
Yeah.
too. I see, buddy. You gotta wait a second. But now we will be doing a recap on the entire opening day. Me and Sean are working on getting in and filming that and
Mm-hmm.
getting that done. So for those of you that want us to speak about other teams, we will speak about other teams soon in the next 1 or 2 days. So y'all look out for that. Sean, Hornets got some big games this weekend. There's a lot of big games on the slate. What are you looking for around the league, and what are you looking for from the Charlotte Hornets?
Man, what I'm looking forward to around the league is some of these teams acting like they don't need certain pieces and just gonna rock out. So that Rockets game the other night that they had with OKC on opening night, bro, they need a point guard. Like
Oh, it looked terrible.
let's call it what it is, bro. They need a point guard. And it was way too many possessions that I saw. KD wasn't even touching the ball. And isn't he the number one? Like, it was so confusing watching them trying to play the other night, spacing wise and all of that. So
Atrocious, ain't it?
atrocious, bro. Like they somebody I got both eyes on. You know what I'm saying?
You know who
Oh,
looked like frauds to me, real quick? I gotta go get my babies, so
what's
I
that?
gotta get my daughters. So I gotta get off after this.
Okay.
But look, bro, you know who looked like frauds to me?
Cool.
The Timberwolves. It's
Mm,
just something about that team, bro. I
yeah.
watched that Portland game. First off, Chauncey Billups, this ain't snitching. Bro, you did this to yourself.
Hey,
You took out your best two scorers in the last 2 minutes so that Minnesota can win that game and you could cover your bet.
bro, he be doing
But
stuff like that since last season.
he
He been
has.
doing that.
He has.
Yeah.
But to me, the Timberwolves, I don't know if they don't have enough offensive firepower. I don't
Mm,
know if Ant doesn't elevate people.
yeah.
But I said it last year when they got Julius Randle. When everybody was like, "Oh, they look good, they look good," I was like, "To me, it's just not. It's not a fit, bro. It's not a
Mhm.
fit." To me, in the West, the Timberwolves are the biggest frauds. I
Ooh.
would not be surprised if the Golden State Warriors replace the Minnesota Timberwolves as far as being a contender in the West.
Yeah, and you know what's interesting, bro?
Driving. Okay.
When I look at the numbers, Ant had 41 and Julius Randle had 19 as the number two. That's not sustainable, bro. That's not sustainable.
No, no.
And they got Nas Reed, who they, you know what I'm saying, just signed and gave the deal to. He came off the bench and only contributed 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's why I say that I'm looking at teams like that, bro, how they currently constructed and how they're going to go, you know what I'm saying,
It's
farther
funky, ain't it?
yeah, and
It's
if
funky.
they're gonna try and ride it out to the trade deadline or all season to see how it pans out, but we saw how it panned out last season. You know what I mean?
These are the facts. These are the
Yeah.
facts. All right, me and Sean will have the recap from opening day. We'll coming to you guys soon. We will be streaming the game Sunday night. I mean Saturday night in the playback and Sunday night. Y'all make sure y'all go find us on playback. It's Lit House on playback. You can watch the whole game with us. Watch along party. Make sure you guys support. If you want to become a channel member, support. We appreciate everything. Make sure y'all share, like, and subscribe. And thank you all for tuning in.
Appreciate y'all. Peace.